Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to the FCS Prep Podcast, where I'm your host, Dr. Keith Fairclough. And guys, we are back again talking about dating. I know it's been a little bit of time in between, but we are going to finish this series because I think it's really, really important because it's really, I know it's that people say it's not how you start, but how you finish, right? So maybe a lot of people have started dating already and maybe they're already kind of further down the line and they have to get it right later on. But let's not invalidate the importance of a good start. When you have a good start, it allows you actually to buffer a lot of things on the other side when you get down the road. Use grades for an example. If you start out really strong this semester, getting straight A's, and then towards the end, you get hit with a C or a D or something like that, your overall GPA is buffered heavily by what you did in the beginning. Think of these videos, these pre-dating videos, and when you want to start dating videos, this one right now, think of it like that. Think of like getting a whole bunch of A's before something bad comes along so it can buffer it. All right, we're just going to jump right into it, guys. We're going to jump right into it. We are going to be talking about what do you do, right, when you start dating. So we already did the do's and the don'ts, looking out what you got to prepare for beforehand, what to look out for, unconditional love in it and all that. Now we're actually talking about application. We're actually talking about, okay, now we're ready to get in the game. But before we just get in the game, right, like as you're in the, or I should say, as you're in the process of getting in the game, it's really, really, really important to know why you are dating. Very, very important. Many times we don't really think about why it is we're dating, right? When, oh, I like the person, or they look cute, or he's nice, or I'm lonely. Like, we have to be really intentional about why we're going into this thing. Because unfortunately, sometimes if we link up with someone who has different intentions, give you an example. If someone wants to date just to sleep around and have fun, and someone else wants to date because they actually want a long-term relationship, they want to get married at the end, that's not going to be a good match. Someone is going to be really, really hurt because they didn't really know why they were going into it. But if they do know, if they meet up on the first date, so let's say this guy over here, he's like, yeah, I just want to sleep around and have fun. And this girl's like, I want to have a family and marriage and so on, long-term relationship, right? They talk about that on the onset of their first date, then guess what? It's like, yeah, I'm not really looking for that. All right, well, cool. Let's go our separate ways. That's the way it should go. But if you don't know why you're dating, if you're just hopping into relationship because there's some deep-seated hurt or pain or, codependence or something like that going on, that's not a good reason to get in a relationship. Not at all. You need to get that worked out. Go back to the last video we talked about getting yourself right before you hop into a relationship. And we all need to take that advice and get ourselves right before we hop into a relationship. So that's the first step, guys. That's the very, really, really important for us to understand and really sit down and be critical and understand, okay, why am I going into this? And as you already know my stance, I believe the only reason you should be dating is if you plan on getting married, right? That's the end game. I don't think you should be dating to sleep around. I don't think you should be dating to have friends with benefits. I don't think you should be dating just because you don't want to be lonely. I don't think you should be dating just because you're new to a place. Like, those are not good reasons to be dating at all. They're just not. The purpose of dating is to lead to marriage. That's the purpose of it. That's my stance. I don't think, my stance is if you're not trying to get married later on, you're kind of just friends hanging out and sleeping together. That's pretty much it. And if that's what you want, that's cool, right? That's fine. I'm not trying to downplay anyone's relationship or anything like that or be disrespectful in anyone's relationship. I'm just saying that's my stance. That's where I stand. But here's the key thing, and this is where we could both agree. Someone who says, you know what, hey, I'm just trying to date because this is what I'm trying to do. This is the stance. Both me and them, whoever it might be, understand why we're going into this thing. So although I believe dating should be leading to marriage, that's the only purpose for it. Someone else, if they believe, hey, no, it's just to link up with someone and find someone to spend the rest of my life with, but I don't believe in marriage or I don't want to get together. If both people link up like that and say, no, I'm cool, that's what I'm looking for, then guess what? That'll work. But the problem comes in is when we don't know why. We hop in, we get into relationships, and then we start doing things. We start lowering boundaries and trying to win someone over and trying to change someone. And it's like, no. Dating is not extreme house makeovers, all right? That's not what dating is. You should never get into a situation when we're with somebody and we're thinking, man, I could change them. I can level them up. I can do this. No, that's not how it works at all. Please get that idea out your head. That's not what we're going into dating for. Know why you're going into dating. Again, I believe it's for marriage. That's the purpose of it. It's like an interview. This is the person you're trying to get to know to see if they're going to be someone you want to be with for the rest of your life. That's my stance on it. That's my view on it. Other people may view it differently. So whatever. Again, I'm not here to disparage anyone's beliefs or values as far as that's concerned. I'm just telling you where I stand, what I think it's for, right? So once you identify why you are dating, right? This is why I'm going into it. I want to get married, or I'm just looking for someone to spend time with, or if you're part of the hookup culture, I don't really agree with that. So if you hear me saying that, like, just put this disclaimer out here. Whenever you hear me say, like, if someone wants to date and two people want to date and just sleep around and do that, and it's like hookup culture, I am not condoning that. I'm not saying that's okay. I'm not giving an FCS prep approval on that. I'm just saying that if two adults have agreed that this is how they want to operate, then they are free to do that. That's all I'm saying. I'm not condoning any of it, right? I'm just saying if that's what they want to do, they're free to do that if they are on the same page, if they know why they're going in to the dating game, right? So I just want to put that out there, that disclaimer, that I'm not condoning hookup culture and be like, I thought you were supposed to be a Christian. I thought you're supposed to be a good guy. Just follow along, guys. Follow along. So, all right. Now that you know why you are dating, now we need to move on to finding the criteria for a proper significant other. Very, very, very important. How do we do that? What does the criteria look like? It can look like whatever you want it to look like. It's a lot of times it's based off your boundaries, your values, your beliefs, things, your preferences, things that you like. And I'll also say this, and it's okay to have these preferences. Very, very important, guys, for us to understand that people are allowed to have whatever preference they want. Very, very much so. I'll give you a perfect example, because I hear women getting like torn apart for this often. They're like, oh, I want a guy that's like 6 foot plus and, you know, makes 6 figures and is in great shape and all this stuff, right? And he has all these other phenomenal qualities, whatever, right? And people disparage them like, oh, you know, you're a gold digger, you're this, you're that, blah, blah, blah. Stop. Just don't do that. Don't do that to them. Don't do that to them. They're allowed to have whatever preferences they want. They are allowed to have whatever preferences they want. And I'm going to explain to you what it means to have the filters and the I'm going to explain to you that in a second. Because guys, if a guy's like, yeah, I want a girl that's like 48, 24, 50 or something like that, gets the dimensions of what he wants the girl to be, right? She has to be beautiful. She has to be, a virgin, or have no kids, or have conservative value, or have a strong work ethic, or be a boss lady, CEO, whatever, right? Like, guys are allowed to have their preferences too. Like, everybody's allowed to like what they like. I'm not gonna get mad at someone in the ice cream store because they said I want chocolate and I don't like chocolate. What am I gonna get mad at them for? I can't believe you chose chocolate ice cream. How dare you? You're so shallow. Come on, that's stupid. We all have preferences. That's not a problem. There's no problem in having your own preference. The problem comes into play when you have your preferences, because just like filters, the more filters you put on something, the less of that thing there is. So you could have your preferences, but if you say, hey, I want a guy who's 6 foot and makes 6 figures and wears suits all day and has a high-powered job and is emotionally intelligent and loving and kind and all this stuff, it's phenomenal. You could have those filters. Just know the more filters you put in place, again, the less chance of you finding whoever it is you're trying to find. Because guys like that, and I don't have the numbers on that, that's like 1% of guys or something like that. Like, it's a really, really, really small number. And those guys don't run in normal circles. Unless you're in those circles, then there's a strong possibility you're not gonna get those guys. Like, if you say, hey, I wanna date a millionaire or a billionaire or something like that, that's fine. That's cool. That's not a problem. But if you're working at Walmart, if you're working at McDonald's, if you're working as a school teacher, there's a very, 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 very strong possibility you will never run into a millionaire or a billionaire. Strong possibility. Strong possibility. Now, if you are a business owner and you're going to business events and conferences and you're linking up and having business meetings, now there's probably a stronger possibility you're going to run around with those millionaires and billionaires, or at least be able to get connected to them. You see the difference? Like, you can have your filters, but also be aware of where you are. So, and this is, again, the same thing for guys as well. If you want a girl that's snatched up and you want her to be a stay-at-home wife, or if you want her to be a boss lady, if you want her to look a certain way, act a certain way, talk a certain way, and all these things like that, that's fine. That's 100% fine. But just remember, the more filters you have in place, and especially if you're not in where these people are, if you don't frequent those areas, then there's a strong possibility that you're not gonna meet up with them. You're not gonna link up with the one you want. But let me give you a few tips, right? Because a lot of stuff I was mentioning is more like outside, physical, material, things like that. And again, if you want those, that's fine. All right, that's fine. My recommendation here, coming from a therapist who works with couples, my recommendation is that the qualities you really should be seeking after when talking about in the filters you should be seeking after when looking for a significant other, right? A husband or wife. It should be those qualities that lead to a healthy, long-lasting relationship. Those are the qualities you really should prioritize over anything else. Because guess what? Anyone can make money. Not everyone can get tall, although they have those surgeries now, but I'm not on that. But anyone can make money at any point in time. So maybe one day you're making 5 figures, maybe next day you're making 7 figures. Like, listen, a great idea with a hard work ethic and the right connections can take you places really, really fast. So money really shouldn't really be an issue. I mean, unless you have your own thing, security thing, whatever. Like, I'm just saying, you can make money, right? Any of your filters that you can get at any point in time, then you probably don't want to prioritize that. You want to prioritize those things, again, that really lead to a long-lasting and healthy relationship. So what are some things like that? Shared values, right? You guys believe in the same things, having the same morals, having the same kind of view, outlook, or worldview on life. That's going to be really helpful when it comes to coming together, right? Being good friends, very important. Friendship is one of the most important aspects of any relationship. Building that friendship. So if y'all can be good friends, and think about that. Maybe I need to make a video about what is a good friend, right? Because that can kind of tie into the boundaries and whatever. This is just me thinking out loud. We're still going to run with it though, right? So they can be a good friend. That means they care about you. They're looking out for you. They empathize with you. They listen to you. They help you. They build you up like a good friend. That should be a value. Maybe someone who's emotionally intelligent, someone who knows what they're thinking, what they're feeling, and how to convey it properly. Now, let me put a caveat on that. I know a lot of guys, us guys, we struggle with communication and sharing how we think and feel. Listen, we've been socialized that way by our society and our culture, and sometimes even our religion, okay? Listen, please don't count somebody out because they're trying to learn how to communicate, right? I'm just putting that out there for the women. Please do not just count someone out immediately just because they don't know how to communicate right away, right? Because if they can be a good friend, they will learn if you give them the grace and the space and the mercy to do so, right? Again, part of unconditional love. That's all part of it. So, any case, friendship, really important to put in there, okay? All right, you guys can enjoy time apart. That's really important because what you don't want to do is get into a relationship and become enmeshed. Not a good thing, not a good look. It actually could lead to more issues and problems than anything else, even like codependency, things of that nature. So, but you want to be able to enjoy that time apart. He can be with the guys, you can be with the girls, you guys could, do your activities, whatever the case may be, because it's really, really important, especially going into marriage, that you guys do have your own lives in that sense. So even when you get married, yes, there's going to be a lot of things that you guys do together, but there should still also be things you guys do apart, right? You don't want to lose yourself. Again, I talk about being enmeshed. You never want to lose yourself in a relationship. You don't want to do that. Trust Huge. Can I trust you with my thoughts, with my feelings? Can I trust you with sensitive information? Granted, some of these things that we're talking about right now take time to build up over, they take time, right? Because you got to get to learn the person and know the person. But these are things to keep in mind as filters that you're looking for, right? In a relationship. Now, mind you, I didn't say anything about height. I didn't say anything about weight. I didn't say anything about looks. Granted, I'm not saying stuff's not important, but this stuff right here that I'm mentioning, this is a short list, might be kind of a loaded list, but that stuff, the other stuff, again, it might be important. However, these things right here are going to make your relationship last. And that's what's important. Imagine, right? These are the things that are going to let you feel heard, validated, and understood. They can make you feel that unconditional love at all times. That's what we're seeking anyways. I'm not going to beat a dead horse because I'm talking about that all the time, but we are seeking unconditional love. And these values, and this is obviously not an exhaustive list, but these things that I just told you, these filters right here I just told you, these are just a small drop in the bucket of how you could lead to getting that in your relationship and making it so you have a healthy, long-lasting relationship. So those are the filters, guys. That's what we need to make sure we put in place. These filters help us to kind of save time, right? Not just save our own time, but also save someone else's time. Especially if you let's say you do the online dating. Now that's really big nowadays. Make sure, and let me also preface this. I've never done online dating. I got married long before that really kicked off, and apps and all that stuff like that. From my understanding, you can go on there and have a profile and, put all the things in there that you need to put in there. Do me a favor. If you're doing online dating, try to be as open and honest, transparent, and detailed as possible so that you're not wasting your time and they're not wasting their time. So they know exactly what to look for, right? So they can actually, I'm assuming this is how it works, but if there are filters on those dating apps, they can just put the filters in. Now your stuff pops up. Oh, that's someone I can mess with, right? That's someone I can talk to. That's someone I could see if we have a future together. And that way, all the people who you're not looking for, oh, okay, well, cool. I don't have to worry about them. I don't have to go on 15 dates every week to try to find the right person. Right? We only have so much time and so much energy. Let's not waste anyone's time, and let's not have anyone waste our time. Let's try to, when you have those profiles, make sure it's as detailed as possible. And for those who don't do online dating, I still want you to create some type of profile. Really important, right? What's important to me? What must be there in the relationship? What are my non-negotiables? What can I kind of swivel on? What are my values? Take time to know yourself. Take time to know what you're looking for. Envision, if you want a family, what is your family gonna look like, right? If you want kids, that's a big thing, right? People, especially nowadays, right? Some people want kids, some people don't. That could be a big conflict. You can filter people out simply based on that, right? Okay, they don't want kids. Okay, so I'm cool with that. Or if they want kids, okay, yeah, those are the ones I want. We could filter people out, save people time, save people energy and heartache, right? Because sometimes what ends up happening is we end up linking up with people, and they're good, genuine people. They're nice people. They're cool, but their values don't necessarily line up. But now you're hooked. Now emotionally you're hooked, and it's like, oh shoot, what am I gonna do now? I'm stuck, because they got my heart, and they're dragging me so. But if you let someone know up front, then they're not gonna put the energy and the time and the effort forth to connect and give that and then open up and start sharing and really start making that connection. Think about that as well. Do you want to go around hurting people? Do you want to go around breaking hearts? Do you want to make connections and then snap them up? We got to think about that. Have that empathy for somebody else. So this isn't even just about making sure you know your stuff and know what you're looking for, but this is also about, I have to know what I'm looking for. That way I don't lead anyone on. I don't drag them along. I don't give them false hope. I don't waste their time and their energy. Because guess what? You might pull them and start dating them, and they now might miss the person they were supposed to be with. Simply because you don't know yourself. You don't know why you're here. You don't know what filters you're looking for. And you're just out here living willy-nilly, right? You might mess that up for somebody else. So think about the other person. So this making that list and knowing why you're dating and knowing what your filters are and what all that stuff is, that's not just about you. That's about other people as well, right? And you're doing them a favor. You're blessing somebody else simply by knowing more about yourself. So as you would also update your online profile, if you're not dating online, still create a profile, right? Write a Word document, right? Put it in there. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I need. This is what I want. This is why I'm getting married. This is what I'm not getting married. This is why I'm dating. This is what the end point is. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I want in a wife. This is what I want in a husband. These are the values that mean the most to me. So on and so forth. It's important to write that stuff out. Write it out. So you can know yourself, so you don't waste your time, you don't waste somebody else's time. It increases your chances of finding someone that you want to be with. I'm gonna wrap it up right here. All right, guys, know why you are dating. Very, very, very important. You gotta know why you're dating. I'm gonna leave y'all with one last thing. For those who have those filters that lower it to a very small percentage of the population, please understand, again, it is okay to have your filter. That is not a problem. But if you're going to have that filter, you need to make sure that you are in the circles with those people and where they exist. Because it makes no sense to say, this is what I want, and I'm never in the area to ever get that. That doesn't make any sense. You're going to be alone. You're going to be alone. That's what it's going to be. And also, bonus content, you would say. It's not really bonus content because we're still going. Yo, guys, go back to what to do before dating. Please, 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 please. Very, very important. Go back to what to do before dating and how to take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself before you get into the dating game is also going to increase your chances, along with this information, highly increase your chances of finding someone that is suitable for you, finding your significant other. Right? And again, I'm not going to go through everything right there. We talked about unconditional love. We talked about what to do. We talked about what to look out for, all those things like that, boundaries, standards, things like that. We talked about all that. Hit that video up, watch that, put these together, right? Doing these things are going to increase your opportunities to date. It's going to increase your chances of finding someone, finding love, finding that acceptance, finding that friend, that lifelong friend. Let me tell you, man, and I strongly believe in marriage. I don't believe it's the same as dating. I can't tell you why it's different, but it is. I just can't put my finger on it. But there's something different about marriage than dating. There's something in a marriage, something about the union of two people coming together that's different than dating. I can't put my finger on it. But I tell you this, there is no better relationship on the earth than what a man has with his wife. No better relationship, right? Man with his wife, wife with his husband, because it is there's no relationship where you can get that close, that intimate, knowing one another, getting to the point where y'all even start thinking the same things, vibrating on the same levels. It's out of this world. It is out of this world. Strongly recommend it, but it is a lot of work, and we'll talk about that at some other point in time. But all right, guys, that's it. Wrapping it up. I love you guys. Y'all take care. Put these things into practice. Get in the dating game, find your significant other, and live happily ever after. All right. Well, that's the goal. Again, if y'all need help, reach out. The FCS Prep. Listen, I'm all over the place. You can go down in the bio below, the description, find all the links and everything like that. Listen, I'm everywhere. You can search me up. Find me. We'll link up, get together, get you the help you need, the help you deserve, and the help you want. All right. Love you all. Talk to y'all soon.